One More Turn. Episode 107, 10 and 2.
Caleb was waiting patiently outside to talk to you about where to go from here.
Why do I have a feeling this is not the first time you've said that to someone?
When Caleb started talking to Riley, I took my leave and came here. He thought that you'd rather talk to me right now, given how he and Gary had broken your trust with that video. But now that I'm here, I'm not sure you'd be that comfortable talking to me either.
Why? You had nothing to do with the video.
Well, I did watch it.
You really think I hold that against you? You are one of more than 10,000 that has.
Truth or dare?
Truth. Dare has never served me well.
Gary may have referred Riley to you, but that was only after I referred Riley to Gary. I put you, Caleb, your whole family really in harm's way.
Hudson, I don't blame you.
You're a bigger man than I would be in your shoes, Carson.
I'm still trying to figure out why you're helping us, though. Don't you work for Riley?
I know how I feel about this because Riley and I have known each other for so long. We may not be related by blood, but she's like a big sister to me. Caleb is your big brother who you've known all your life. The thought of my contributing to someone inflicting that kind of pain on someone else...
Don't give it another thought. You don't have to apologize for Riley's actions. She's an adult and she makes her own decisions. You think you know somebody.
I will say this for Caleb, though. He's confronting Riley about her betrayal to you, to me, because I asked him to. He's helping her to realize the finer points of what the Doe document proves. If I hadn't brought this to the attention of you and Caleb, and you had signed the document, I would have never forgiven myself.
Then why did she say she had decided to award the Doe contract to Acme Smith?
Come now, Carson, you're a smart guy. Everyone in town knows Acme Smith is One More Turn Solutions' biggest competitor, and that the mere mention of them around you is likely to set you off? Riley manipulated you! But I commend you for walking away and not giving her the satisfaction of making a scene.
No kidding. Gary was probably filming me without permission this time.
And Caleb would be the one copying it without Gary's permission?
Still, won't you lose your job when Riley finds out that it was you who tipped Caleb and I off to her plan?
How's that? Either of you going to tell her?
Touché.
Now I've got a muscle that's twitching that I don't want to be twitching.
One More Turn Solutions.
Carson, it's Max.
Max, hey, you know that Nora approved the removal of the embedded MIDI file that was across your website, right? She's also the one that gave the go-ahead to remove the animated GIFs of those tattoo infections.
Did someone finally threaten to sue for administering a noxious thing?
That's not how Canada's criminal code works, actually. But no, it's a strangely compelling copyright lawsuit. Right?
Wait, who's that you're talking to? Can you take me off speaker?
It's just Hudson.
No, that's not insulting at all.
From the tech blogging company outside of town. He was just leaving.
Is that the guy who works with Riley?
I don't know if it's the guy, but it's a guy.
Oh, well, I'm gonna kill 2 deer with 1 buckshot then.
I don't think that's quite how that saying goes.
Save your indignation for around your dinner table, Lowlander, and listen closely, for what I've got to tell affects both of you. Best you stay on speaker then.
We're listening. Go ahead.
I was on my way back from the pharmacy, picking up Nora's fungicide, and then
TMI, man, TMI.
And I saw Caleb talking to Riley at the blogger's office.
I knew as much. I set that meeting up.
Then I saw them kissing.
That was not part of the meeting setup.
On the mouth?
No, with their eyes.
Have you been reading romance novels again? Is that why you got a slew of them as recommended reading on your website for distracting someone from the itch of fleshly seared skin?
That was not my novel idea, I'll have you know.
One of these days, a pun like that is going to cause me serious internal injury.
Can we get back to the kissing with the eyes thing? How do you know that that is the look they were giving each other?
Because it's the same look Nora and I give each other when we're getting frisky.
TMI, Max, TMI.
Look, all I'm saying is that they were as close as crowded passengers on a weekday morning subway car. Most intense and personal.
What is most about this observation is the observation itself, as in most ridiculous. Goodbye, Max.
You know, none of those documents crafted by Riley would even be worth the paper that can be printed on if you had had your plans for taking One More Turn Solutions public vetted by a lawyer.
Son of a Gail Berman.
Riley's right about one thing. You're hung up on obscure name drops.
I did have those initial public offering documents for the OMT signed off by a lawyer.
Seriously? Any chance I know this hack?
Yes, though not as well as Caleb and I do.
One More Turn. Written and created by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Edited by Andrew Fuzzy Fractal 42 and Dark Cloud. Directed and produced by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Episode 107, 10 and 2. Characters in order of appearance. Hudson voiced by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Carson voiced by Scott Alpha Shard Dirk. Max voiced by Dark Cloud. Sounds courtesy freesound.org. Music by Kevin MacLeod. Visit the official One More Turn website at onemoreturn.net. Copyright Civilized Communication at civcom.net. On the next episode of One More Turn, Hudson confronts Carson.
This doesn't concern you.
My company almost did business with you.
Yeah, almost being the operative word. It's not even your company.
Let's not split hairs.
How about you split?
Gary gets defiant.
I shouldn't have had to teach you, the hard way no less, that you keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
And a new, bold antagonist enters the fray.
Give credit where credit is due. You may have convinced me to adopt that line of thinking, but it was I who devised how to use it to our advantage.